Alright then, so we're looking for a a businessman from Scaladio. There we go. The Bernardotti Company Limited Summary. Established 1873 by Niccolo Bernardotti. Main office, southeastern Scaladio, Bazaar Road near the crossing with Roman Road. Bernardotti Company Limited ships goods between African, British colonies and the rest of the United Kingdom, including Cordona. Imported products include food, wine, coffee, everyday goods, and more. The founder of the company is Mr. Niccolo Bernardotti. Born in Sicilia, Italy, Mr. Bernardotti moved to London as a 39-year-old businessman. Later, the same year, he moved his base of operations to Cordona. In his words, to be closer to the colonies he has business in. Since Mr. Bernardotti's arrival in Cordona in 1873, he has become a notable patron of the arts and an investor in Cordona's social well-being. Among his latest contributions is the purchasing of new equipment for the police station and aiding the governor in bringing an airship called Led Zeppelin across from Germany. The Led Zeppelin. Yes, sounds like a lovely man indeed. This looks like
It seems they're not expecting guests.
I won't wait for an invitation, John.
This looks like the... What's his name again? This looks like the Bernardotti Company headquarters. Before I go inside, though, let's clear up a couple of things. The gallery intruder is a smoker who limps. And Mercurius' visitor smoked Malpal, which means that the gallery thief was in Mercurio's flat. Mercurio's murderer and the gallery thief are the same person. Coal dust under the nails, coal footprints. The dead man from the refugee camp was the same person who had broken into Vogel's gallery. The visitor's intention might have been to locate that terrible photograph. Peculiar cross. Badges such as these are usually awarded to high-ranking officials. The defiler from the photograph might be one. Thief was caught by painter. Mercurius' murder wasn't the thief's goal. The thug came to the camp intending to kidnap a woman. He had the opportunity to kill her, but that wasn't his goal. Which means that the thief was at Mercurio's flat to steal the photograph, but found Mercurio instead, and killed him in self-defense. And he's not merely a thief, but also a kidnapper, a henchman who takes on various roles. And is now dead. Aha. I see. Okay. Alright, fine. Before we go in, let's research what we found here. Alright, back to City Hall again. See what we can find out here. So, we're looking for some sort of high-ranking official who visited Cordona recently. Okay. Occupation? Thomas Norton, born in 1840 in London, graduated from the University of Oxford in 1864. In 69, he started working at the Home Office as a secretary. 75, took a position as a military commissioner in India. 77, honored by the Queen herself with the Order of the Bath. 78, appointed as the British envoy in Cardona with his own cabinet in the City Hall. Whoa. Big man. Big man on the campus. So where would I find him? If he has his own place here, I mean, could I take a look at... Is he here? He is here. Thomas Norton. What the hell? Hello? Sir?
If you're here on matters of signing up for military service, come back tomorrow. Our department needs to straighten out some business.
Right, and you are you, you wouldn't happen to be Norton, would you? Facial hair? No time to shave? Red eyes? Didn't sleep last night? And this is the cross. Must be the cross. Order of the Bath. Well worn, never removed. Oh, what's this? Red stain. Wine? It's not dark enough to be blood, so probably, yeah. What else can we look at? Oh. Rumpled clothes. Stays at work late? I doubt that. Red wine stain on the wrist, unshaven face, indicating a lazy attitude towards his duty. The Order of the Bath looks quite worn. The man is proud of it, and never takes it off. Wrinkled clothes and red eyes may mean that he didn't return home last night. Instead of work, this man would rather lose himself in depravity and alcohol. Yeah, that sounds like him, alright.
Why are you staring at me like I'm a Madame Tussauds figure? Didn't you hear what I just said?
On my way here, I was wondering whether you might regret what you did. I tried my best to retain at least a shred of faith in humanity. I had hoped that you would hear her scream, see her face in your dreams, or at least once asked yourself how Naylor might feel.
Who?
Neither of my hopes were fulfilled.
Why are you here?
Maybe this will jog your memory.
Do you recognize this man?
We definitely look alike. But you have the wrong person.
Really? Then you won't mind if I pass this along to the newspaper?
All right. All right. Is this about money, as you said in the letter? What kind of sum are we talking about?
I've never written
Letter?
a single word to you. Bribery, not my style.
What are you talking about?
So, that letter, it wasn't from you.
Oh, it appears that more and more people in the city are finding out about your despicable hobby, doesn't it? You're in the clutches of justice, and very soon they will squeeze you. It's in your best interest to cooperate.
Fine. I suppose now we have a nice long talk. Do you drink, Mr...
Sherlock Holmes. And I do not.
Shame. All the best discussions are accompanied by a glass of whiskey. But out of respect for you, I won't drink either.
Respect? That's an unusual word in your mouth, Mr.
Where are my manners? My name is Thomas Norton, a British envoy in Cordona on a military mission. So, where do we start?
So, let's return to the beginning. What happened at the party?
I vaguely remember that night. As usual at such parties, you meet people, you talk with them, they invite you to spend some time alone with them. What can I say? I got myself mixed up with the wrong company, and somebody must have mixed some psychoactive substance in my drink. After that, it's all blurry. I completely lost my sanity. I made a terrible mistake which I regret deeply.
You don't say. Do refugee girls often appear on the menu at those types of parties?
It's rather rare.
So you didn't attend the party to engage in an exotic experience involving a vulnerable woman unable to accuse you of assault?
I would never have planned such a terrible thing. What happened was just bad circumstance.
If you say so.
You mentioned blackmail. Tell me about it.
All right. A couple of days ago, I received an anonymous letter. It said that in the art gallery at Caravansary there exists a painting that incriminates me. The blackmailer made it clear that if there is a painting, then a photograph exists too. And I should be wary of what it might do to my reputation.
What does the blackmailer want from you?
Money, of course. What else do such people want? Needless to say, I don't remember anyone taking photographs at the party. Up until the last moment, I hoped he was bluffing. But he wasn't, as you've just proven to me.
Show me the letter.
I burnt it as soon as I read it. I've left enough evidence. There's no need for any more.
Alright.
Boniface Mercurio. Does the name mean anything to you?
He's an artist, right?
The one responsible for the
He
painting
was.
that compromises you. I found him dead in his room.
Oh, that is bad. Wait, you don't think that I have anything to do with this?
You had motive to kill him.
Maybe I did, but listen. I know how this looks, but murder? That's on another level. I had thoughts that this Mercutio...
Mercurio.
Well, him, yes, I thought he could have been the blackmailer. But I was too afraid to make any hasty decisions. There were plenty of ways to fail by making a move, so I chose to wait. To see what he would do next. You have to believe me.
I don't believe people, I believe evidence.
Then look at the evidence.
Alright, fine.
The painting that depicted you in the image of the devil was stolen by a mercenary. Did you have anything to do with it?
I might be a rotten person, sir, but hiring criminals for illicit purposes is not in my daily schedule.
And buying the painting in an attempt to hide the crime, is that on your daily schedule?
What would you do in my situation?
I would never put myself in such a situation.
You're young. I could never have imagined myself in my current position, yet here I am in front of you. We all make mistakes, Mr. Holmes, and I'm no exception. Mr. Holmes, I've built my entire career on hard work and uncompromising dedication to the Crown. I made a mistake, but I'm not a villain from some cheap adventure fiction. By putting me behind bars, you will benefit precisely no one.
Rotting in prison is the least you deserve, but I have a better idea. You will make amends and help the ones you hurt. Naylor deserves the very utmost of what you can do.
Help the girl? I can't risk the press paying extra attention to her. I will do anything except that.
That's not all. Use your connections to help patriate the refugees, find them decent homes, give them jobs. There must be a meaning to your position and my decision.
Yes, all right, I can do that. So, will you give me the photograph now?
I need to think this all through. Don't do anything foolish in the meantime.
What makes you think you can decide what's best for these people?
Such is the arrogance of British imperialism. I take your point.
The envoy's interest in the photograph is pragmatic. If he obtains it, nothing will threaten his reputation. At the same time, all refugees are victims of the system. The situation they are in must and can be mended. The British envoy violated Neela, the refugee, during the party. Were the photograph of the crime to be released, it would ruin his career. Or perhaps I could use that leverage to help the refugee camp. I don't know. I can't Can't decide on that yet. Let's go visit, what's his name again? Oh, talk. Who do I talk to? Oh, talk with him, probably. What's his name again? Bernadatti. Okay, let's go visit Bernadatti now, and after that, hopefully I would have come with a solution. An answer to his, proposition. Alright, and we're back, Mr. Bernadatti. Open up. Oh. Hello? Oh. Huh. It's not open. What's going on here? Hello? Anybody home?
These workers don't look like your average Cordona folk.
They're refugees from the camp.
Huh.
So many goods here. Let's find something illegal.
Porcelain friend for every child.
Nice.
An essential remedy against sea scourge on any ship. Shipped from Cape Town. The wine route from colony to colonies.
That's our way in, Sherry.
Here?
Hey, yo. This is private property. You lost something.
Yes,
I'm here to discuss business with Mr. Bernadotte. I tried the front door, but...
Mr. Bernadotte isn't seeing anyone. You have 3 seconds to walk away or you'll never walk again. Capito?
It's in Mr. Bernadotte's best interest to...
1.
but I...
Listen, the man Bernadotte sent to...
2.
Alright, have your way.
I did try to resolve this peacefully.
Right. What happens next? It's all on you, my friend. It's all on you. So, bring it on.
I'm coming for you.
Take a rest, my friend.
I'll put you 6 feet under.
That's enough of that. Get out of
Don't
here.
cry, you'll live.
Come here. Slap you in the face.
The snuff's ready.
Good day.
Come here.
Don't
Slap
cry.
you.
Give him the pepper snuff.
Sure, why not? Get out of my face.
I'm coming for you. Dodge this.
Dodge this.
Take a rest, my friend.
The snuff's ready.
There we go.
No more crime for you until next month. Don't cry, you'll live.
That's enough of that. You've had your fun. It's time to sit
Take a
down.
rest.
Give him the pepper snuff.
That won't be necessary. I'm all done here, right? We're all done. Alright. We've all learned our lesson, haven't we?
You've disappointed me so much, Sherlock.
Why?
You've disappointed me so much, Sherlock.
I'm guessing you're doing a mobster impression. Oh. A bloody footprint. Where could that lead, I wonder? Mr. Bernardotti, are you in?
Sherry, look! This seems familiar.
Does it? Oh.
Let's see what's hidden there.
Oh, well.
Vogel's stolen painting. Isn't it curious how it developed into a much more interesting case?
Huh. What's it doing here, I wonder? The V.H. Grindley Flow Blue Tableware.
V.H. Grindley Flow Blue Tableware.
Right, exactly.
A Dogon statue from West Africa.
Sure.
A century old at least. Masks, traditional for the Chokwe people of Central Africa. This is what lies behind the facade of Bernadotte Company Limited.
Artifacts? Oh. You alright there, sir? I'll be with you in a moment. What's this?
An amazing piece of culture. I imagine many collectors and museums would be interested in having it.
Indeed. Are you Mr. Bernardotti?
No, sir. Don't hurt me.
Okay.
It's all right.
Like you
Don't come
didn't
any
harm the
closer.
folks on the way.
One step and I'll shred you to pieces.
I mean, you can try.
Go ahead. Make my day.
Righto. Yes. Yep. Well, excuse me, sir. I think I hear... I've got to... It's better I leave.
Whoa. Oh, wow. That was as if somebody put my words in your mouth.
Right. If you say so. What's this? Corona Chronicle front page, Zeppelin related. Led Zeppelin, maybe?
You acted so much like me.
I mean, you are me, so... Yeah? Anything else?
The Bernadotte Company Limited trade network reaches the most distant colonies of the Great Empire.
It must be very convenient for a man like Bernadotte.
What do we have here?
I suppose it's Mr. Bernadotte with our fine governor.
1875.
1875. It's taken a few years back. John, how many people in Cordona have a photograph with the governor, do you think?
You definitely don't
Please don't
have
shoot
one.
me. I have a family. Spare me.
Not here to shoot you. A lot of paperwork. Waybills. Legal. Expensive paper. City Hall emblem. Invitation to a ball. Huh. Oh? Locked.
So, you've cut through all the guards just to talk to me. Then come here, and we shall talk.
In a moment. Quite a collection you've got here, Mr. Bernardotti. Photograph of a little girl. Relative? For his sake, I hope so. Alright.
Whenever you're ready. I'd hate to intrude.
One moment, please. Gang tattoo. Different from the others. Mark of the leader, I suppose. Hardened hands. Doesn't shun dirty work. Wedding ring. Married. Holstered pistol. Cold-blooded. Damaged skin. Had pellagra. Hard worker. Raised in a poor family. essentially, you know, at the essence, these are both the same thing. So, But from the few words, the few sentences he said, he seems to come off as calculating, cold-blooded. I mean, cold-blooded. He has a hierarchy system in the form of tattoos, but at the same time, he doesn't shun dirty work. He's married and damaged. He's a harsh gang leader, calculating businessman. He beams confidence and menace. He anticipates danger by keeping his gun near him, but still holds it in the holster. Bernardotti descends from the working class. Raised in a poor family, he had to work in the fields from a young age. Hard work under the sun and bad nutrition led to his suffering from pellagra. He overcame the disease, but its effects still show on the skin. Despite being financially comfortable right now, he still distances himself from the high life, keeping his clothing and appearance quite conservative. Bernardotti and his men have different tattoos in the same style. The tattoos are most probably a code that represents different ranks within a tightly structured and secretive criminal organization. There we go.
Niccolo Bernardotti, I presume? The name is Sherlock Holmes, and I'm afraid I bring bad tidings.
Is that so?
The man you sent to the refugee camp failed in his task. He impaled himself on his own blade. Clumsy and chaotic end.
For a man who just broke onto my property, you are more businessman than brute. You have my attention, Mr. Holmes. Do not waste it.
Thank you. Well, you see, this whole thing, it all started because
I was hired, privately, to investigate the recent theft of a painting from an art gallery. My investigation led me to a man from your organization, and thus, to you, Mr. Bernardotti.
That is quite a stretch. Why would I need to steal a painting when I could buy any one I wanted?
Interestingly enough, I spotted the stolen painting in your storeroom.
I buy and sell a lot of things, Mr. Holmes. Unfortunately, if this is true, it is not the first time I have been sold stolen merchandise. I presume you were hired by the owner of the gallery. Tell them to contact me, and we'll sort out the situation. So, this painting is why you broke into my office.
not quite.
Mr. Bernardotti, do you know the name Boniface Mercurio?
I do not.
Mercurio was a local artist. Recently, a man broke into his apartment, ransacked the place, and killed him. The thief was looking for something.
You are testing my patience, boy.
In a moment, the connection will reveal itself. As I said, your man was found dead in the refugee camp. He was there to kidnap a woman, but the other refugees intervened to try and save her. The ensuing scuffle resulted in the man's accidental suicide. He sported the same tattoo as your men in this building. In fact, it also bears a resemblance to the one on your neck. Care to explain what business your man had with this woman?
You have no idea what you are talking about. I can assure you this was no kidnapping. The refugees in the camp are on edge. What happened there is a tragic accident, one I am not responsible for.
For what reason was your man there if not to abduct her?
Why would I answer? You are yet to justify your presence in the slightest. So many words, so little action. When you barged into my office, Mr. Holmes, I got the impression you wanted to talk business. Now I see you had come just to talk. Tell me exactly what you want, or get out.
It was necessary groundwork for what comes next. I have enough evidence to conclude that the gallery thief, the artist's killer, and the dead man in the camp are all the same person.
Your time is almost up, Mr. Holmes.
Before you draw your gun, there is one final detail I am yet to mention. The young woman your man was tasked to collect from the refugee camp had been defiled at a perverse masquerade party. That violation was captured in a photograph by Boniface Mercurio and used as a reference for his painting. The photo shows the attacker's face.
Finally. That's why you're here, Mr. Holmes. You have the photograph.
It is what your man was after when he broke into Mercurio's apartment, and it is what you're after too, isn't it, Mr. Bernadotte?
You have the photograph with you. How much do you want for it?
I am not naive enough to carry it with me, but I am yet to decide what I shall do with it. I know the man in the photo is a British envoy. What interest do you have in his downfall?
I must admit, I'm rather impressed by how comprehensively you have pursued this matter. And so, you deserve the honest answer. My business dealings are often arduous in their bureaucracy. A man in his position, willing to look the other way, could ease my work significantly. In return, I will make sure no one looks his way either. A favor for a favor.
Also known as blackmail, the modus operandi of any true professional.
It was not originally my idea. Mercurio set things in motion, extorting the envoy for the most trivial of ends. Money. In response, the envoy hired my man to retrieve the painting and the photograph, eliminating Mercurio's leverage. I only learned the whole story after the artist was killed in his home.
And rather than extricate yourself, instead you took over Mercurio's venture.
It fell into my lap. As a businessman, I simply seized the opportunity. Now, how much do you want for the image?
Not so fast.
Why did you send your man to remove the woman from the camp?
Without a photograph, her testimony was the next best thing. Securing her was in everyone's interest. Victims and witnesses all too often disappear. I thought the girl was safer with us. I did not anticipate what would happen at the camp.
I saw refugees from the camp at your warehouse. They work for you.
I have made certain arrangements with City Hall and the police. Thanks to me, refugees can work and be paid. It's a pathway to freedom.
And how much do you save by capitalizing on their cheap labor?
I have heard no complaints. They seem happy just to get out of that slum.
I could not help but appreciate the collection of smuggled artifacts in your storeroom. You have rather diversified your business.
Oh, high and mighty of you, Mr. Holmes. Not all smuggling is immoral. I pay generous rates to developing cultures and spread their culture to eager buyers. And furthermore, I supply many immigrants with a taste of home.
A very convenient way of thinking.
I have traveled widely, Mr. Holmes. I've seen people in far-flung lands for whom my services are a lifeline. Without them, they would starve. The tax on cargo is often so absurd that it would be more profitable to simply sink your ship than dock it in the harbor. And trust me, I am speaking from experience.
Right. So,
Why should I give you the photograph?
Just name your price.
What if my price were not money? You claim to have connections, Mr. Bernadotte. Perhaps you could improve conditions for the refugees. Give them a chance for a better life.
Ha! I do have connections, Mr. Holmes, but help the whole camp? You are asking too much. I could, however, make arrangements for one person. The woman who was violated will have her own home outside the camp, solely for her and her child. She will no longer be a refugee, but a princess. That I can guarantee.
Is that really possible?
It will be neither fast nor easy, but I can do it. She deserves it, don't you agree? And as for her abuser, he will serve me as much as he deserves.
So, in your plan, everybody will be given their due. Especially you, Mr. Bernadotte.
Seems like a fair deal, no? I doubt anyone could offer you better. Simply give me the photograph, and the world becomes a better place. I give you my word.
I wouldn't say that. Wow. This is, okay.
The front door's now open, sir. You can leave through it. If you want, of course.
Do you say something?
Bernadotte Limited will always look forward to your visits.
Yes, I look forward to dropping in on you next time. Bernardotti wants to gather proof of the envoy's crimes in order to blackmail him. Help out the refugees. Help out Nayla. If I want to help the refugees, I'll have to trust him. Trust the envoy. I can't trust the envoy, but I can trust... Can I trust Bernardotti? You know what? No. The envoy is despicable, and Bernardotti is trying to take advantage of the situation. No one deserves the photo. No one deserves the leverage. No one deserves the influence this photo has. Only the truth will resolve matters. I must give the photograph to Vogel so he can make everything public. Assuming that I can trust Vogel. True that Nayla would have slightly better life, but at what cost? The refugees will still be treated like trash, and at the same time, Bernardotti will have even more influence in the city. Crime rates will be higher. No, it's just too dangerous, too unpredictable. I don't want that.
Mr. Holmes, you've returned. Have you uncovered anything new about the theft?
Couple of things. Here you go.
I've brought news, but not all of it will please you.
Fill me in, Mr. Holmes. I won't shoot the messenger.
Well,
I tracked down Boniface Mercurio.
I presume he wasn't delighted about the situation.
He was not having a good day on account of his murder. Killed in his own flat by the same person that stole his painting.
Oh, sweet Mercurio. Perishing in the pursuit of his art. How apt. I will miss his exceptional sense of humor.
And,
I located the thief, but found him rather cold. He was tight-lipped about the painting, too.
Huh, he's dead. How very droll, Mr. Holmes. One presumes you were not responsible.
It was an accident at the refugee camp. He impaled himself on his own knife.
Life is nothing if not cruel and capricious. What about the stolen painting? Have you located it?
I have.
I found the painting, but I could not retrieve it.
Well then, where is it?
In Bernardotti's office.
Bernadotti? That shady businessman? Why would he steal it from me?
I'm afraid you'll have to ask him yourself.
I take it you found something more then.
Yes.
I found the source of Mercurio's artistic inspiration. A photograph. What troubled me was that the sexual act captured was non-consensual.
She was violated? Dear God, how despicable.
Her abuser was in fact the British envoy. Mercurio took a picture of him committing the atrocity and then used it as artistic inspiration.
I had no idea a mere break-in would eventually expose such barbarity.
Mr. Vogel, I want you to make everything public, including the photograph. I'm sure you have a connection at the Cordona Chronicle.
Ah, Mr. Holmes. Loyal to your own truth till the end. Yes, I'm acquainted with the staff of the Chronicle. The story is sensational, and will surely draw attention to the gallery. But you must be aware that exposing the scandal will further hurt the victim. Does that not bother you?
No matter what one does, the truth tends to come out, as well it should. I won't be the one to stand in its way.
Though it's only your subjective truth being exposed. Not that I'm judging. It's perfectly reasonable for everyone to have their own views.
When you called me, you knew exactly what you would get.
Oh, but I'm not like you, Mr. Holmes. I cannot be sure of anything. Regardless, I must thank you, for art's sake. Well, now that we've resolved all of our outstanding matters, I have a gift for you. I took the liberty of having it delivered to Stonewood Manor. I am told it belonged to your mother.
Oh, really?
And what exactly have you sent me?
Frankly, I'm not sure how to answer that. I trust you'll know.
Okay.
Previously you mentioned there may have been more to my mother's passing than consumption. It appears you were right.
Oh dear, I'd hoped to be wrong.
She was
Yeah.
unstable, mentally unwell. She required sustained specialized treatment, but her madness persisted.
I knew that Violet had disappeared from the public eye, but had no idea of her suffering. I cannot imagine what you're feeling.
I'm fine.
Well,
Thank you, Mr. Vogel. I am curious to see what you have procured.
farewell.